What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another WaterHopin episode. The date today is October 23rd, and we will be kicking off the heaviest hunting. The rut hunt is coming up in just under 2 weeks. So with that in mind, I wanted to put out a video going over exactly my setup for this year and everything I carry in my bag for a tree standing setup on public land when I'm self-filming. I just weighed this whole setup right here and took some pictures as I kind of put the backpack together so I can flash them up for you if you'd like. What you guys are seeing there is, it starts with the clean tree stand. After the tree stand, I put my foam block. Once the foam blocks are on there, you lay the sticks in a certain way. Then, using the straps of the tree stand that wrap around the tree, the top and the bottom, I wrap that around the sticks and cinch them down. The final step to maybe make it super, super tight is my cam lock, and that is actually wrapped around the entire backpack system and then cinched down right here. I'll show you guys a more up close, better view in a little while. But the general system is a Lone Wolf Assault 2 hang-on tree stand. This is going to be my second year running it. I've already been in it one time so far this year and everything went well. So we're just going to kind of show you guys everything I keep in the backpack. It comes in at 40 pounds without the harness. Then I got my hang-on tree stand plus the Lone Wolf climbing sticks. I've got a 4-piece climbing stick system. But right now, and normally I usually just run 3 sticks with an 8er at the bottom. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to kind of take this backpack apart and show you guys everything that I keep inside of it to be ready for my hunts when I go out on public land. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're working towards getting towards 1,000 subscribers, and we're getting pretty close. So any and all support is appreciated, guys, and happy hunting. Let's dive into this. I have all my sticks wrapped in this stealth tape. I actually just did it today, so this is a brand new addition for me. I'm super excited for it. Between the stealth tape up the sticks and my silenced buckles right here, these sticks make hardly any noise and I love it. Honestly, like, it's my ring, I mean, that's pretty sweet. So what's in the backpack? Aside from my cam jam, which I will keep in there at all times, this is one of my most handy pieces of hunting equipment. It's just a little carabiner hook attached to a Night Eyes cam jam right there, and then about 4 feet of your 550 paracord. And I use this to cinch down my backpack and make sure everything sits super tight and silent when I'm walking out and or just moving around in general, especially for ground setups when I got a chair and a ghillie suit on the back there. I put this on there, cinch it down, and the whole thing's silent and nice and tight, and it keeps me kind of a little more slim profiled in the woods, which is awesome. All right, so the backpack itself is just your run-of-the-mill Cabela's, but I've kind of adapted it to suit my needs. I've been using this backpack for 5 years now, and it's been great for me. Honestly, I don't have a timeline for when I'd replace this. It still serves every purpose I need it to. Bunch of buckles. At the top here, I have this clip. I use this clip to clip the backpack into the tree. When I get up into the tree stand, I clip this backpack into the tree, and then on the back, every backpack's got the waist buckle. I put the waist buckle around at the bottom to make sure the backpack sits tight to the tree, and I position it somewhere around here, which you'll see in a minute. Starting with the outside pockets, right? So I lay out my backpack in terms of accessibility, and then in the rotation of order that I'm gonna need to use it when I'm out in the woods. So it starts out right here. We grab the bowstring, but the bowstring is already gonna be tied on one end to my bow, which is gonna be on the ground, and I always leave about 5 to 8 feet of slack line. That way there's never any worry that when I get to the top of my climb, I'm gonna yank my bow off the ground because I didn't have enough strings. Tie it to the bottom of your bow and tie the other side to the base of my tree stand, my platform, so that when I get to the top, I just reach down, grab the string. Bow's the first thing to come up the tree. The very first step I do when I get into position is we set up our harness. So the whole way up the tree, I was using my lineman's belt, which is right here. Got your lineman's belt right here. This is what I use during the climb. It wraps around the tree, and I've actually got video on my channel where I was practicing with my tree stand, so I'll link that over here for you. This one right here is some equipment I keep, basically. Honestly, I'll keep a power bank. This is just an anchor, but it's a 60 amp hour. I've had this thing for like 4 years. I think it's 60 amp hours because not only does my phone use this cord, but the GoPro battery charger uses this, so I can charge GoPro batteries and my phone with this right here. And I just keep a little bit of the strip sticking out so you can just see kind of the tab only. The only other thing that I would have with me, normally I don't right now, is my long lens for my Canon. I like to keep the long lens in here so that I can switch over and get some nicer shots, or if I see deer off in the distance, I can put the long lens on and get a nice up close shot of them, if it's possible. There's quite a bit of stuff in here. Whole setup weighs 40 pounds. The first thing you have access to is this right here, my camera arm. This is my muddy camera arm. Thing weighs a bit, but it's nice and smooth and it's sturdy. I like it. I'm actually just fine with it. I'm okay with being a few pounds more overweight. I do like to trim the fat where I can, but I'm okay with having a little excess in weight if it's something I'm comfortable with and functions for me well in the tree. And then the very next thing you have access to in the top strap, or top pocket right here, is the strap to put it on. So the very first thing I do once my bow is clipped in beneath me is I set up my camera arm. So we got the camera arm set up. Once the camera arm is set up, I then grab my bow hanger. So the bow hanger is right here, and just underneath it is the strap for around the tree. This is probably one thing I don't like about it. It's a ratchet strapping system, same with the camera arm, so I don't like having to do a ratchet strap. That kind of kills all the silence, but haven't figured out a solution around that yet. Next thing up, this is a bag full of batteries. So I've got an extra microphone, extra SD cards, like 4 GoPro batteries, and then an extra 2 Canon batteries, all right in this everywhere I go, all the time. Got your grunt call, take that out once I get set up in the tree and I put it around my neck. Field dressing knives, I do take them with me in the woods. Never know when you need a set of knives. Headlamp, if I didn't wear it in, if it's an evening hunt for the walk out. Oh, and then got some extra toe warmers and hand warmers right there. So that's what's in the front pocket on this part of the backpack. Only other things are water bottle. This is actually my buddy Ryan's. I gotta get it back to him. A quick first aid type deal with extra batteries, flagging tape, a little toilet paper, measuring tape, and some Advil I keep in there. Only other thing I keep in the backpack is a set of gloves, because I usually don't walk in and set up wearing gloves. I get cold and then I put them on after. Oh, one last thing. New addition this year, which I'm already in love with. You might have seen guys from like Born and Raised and maybe the hunting public using this, but this is like the little, what's the brand on this? I'm gonna have to look it up and I'll put it on the bottom of the screen here. But essentially what this is it's a little mount for your DSLR camera. You use this plate right here to go into the bottom of my Canon, you know, in my case it's a Canon Rebel T7i. And you just clip it in right there so you don't have to hold your camera on the walk out or when you're walking around. I already used it a couple times this year. Worth its weight in gold. All right, let's show you what it looks like in the tree. All right guys, so the tree stand is fully set up at this point to the, basically to the T of exactly how I have it set up in the tree. The only thing that's missing is what you guys are looking through right now. I have my Canon Rebel T7i mounted to my fluid head, which the fluid head goes right on this muddy tree stand camera arm right here. So I always hang that off my right side. I keep the camera on my right and I keep my bow on my left, because the bow on my left, this is the hand I grab the bow with. This is the hand I shoot with. So I kind of do it like that. I keep it kind of tucked away for the most point, right at about seat level, 6 inches or above, so that when I'm sitting down, I can kind of go just like this. Also, I run a muddy tree harness that is always clipped in to my tree strap right here. And I got a DIY lineman's belt right here with a Ropeman 2.0 and bought some climbing cord and a couple of climbing carabiner hooks. Sorry guys, apologies if the audio is a little iffy. It's windy today, can't really control it, but it's a beautiful fall day. It's like 70 degrees right now, a little warm, but if I'm not hunting, I'll take 70 degrees, you know what I'm saying? So off to the right, we have the bow hanger. Now the bow hanger is a HME. I'm honestly considering next season replacing it with something more minimalistic, because it is kind of big and it does involve a ratchet strap, which I'm really not a big fan of using that ratchet strap when you have to crank everything down. You work so hard to be quiet, and then I have to crank that thing, so I do it like super slow. It takes forever. But we get it done pretty quietly. The bow hanger itself is awesome. It's got this swiveling arm, which I love. So if I ever want to like tuck the bow away, you know, I can kind of swing it back behind me for whatever reason, if it's something I just want to film and not shoot. But generally speaking, we keep the hanger right about here. Just got new strings put on the bow too from 60X Custom Strings. And then I went to Chicago Archery to get it installed. So shout out to them. They did it for me in like 2 days. So then there is my Lone Wolf Assault 2. I have that set up so it's nice and level and cinched into the tree. with my Lone Wolf climbing sticks right here. Just recently, actually today, I installed stealth tape onto them, but I haven't done the tree stand yet, but you can see the difference. They blend into the tree really, really well with this. So that was an easy upgrade, and it makes it so that when you hit metal on metal against these, it's a lot quieter. It's not silent, but it's a lot quieter. We got the backpack. Now the backpack is actually clipped into the tree. I keep the waist belt wrapped around the tree, and then I clip it and cinch it tight. As for up top, it's clipped into the camera arm. That's my favorite place to put it, because when I'm sitting in the tree stand, I can just turn like this to my right and access the backpack. So I'd say about 30 to 35 minutes it takes me to get about 18, 19 feet up, set up, as quiet as I can be while doing it. So, I mean, that's about it, guys. Honestly, it is a little cumbersome getting all this stuff set up, but you know, the final product is so worth it in my opinion. And I just love the outcome when everything kind of comes together. And I'm looking forward to hopefully, you know, capitalizing again this year, get another buck. And that's it, guys. We got our big rut hunt coming up. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, check out some of my previous hunting videos, as well as the upcoming rut hunt. We're going to be out there for a week, November 4th through the 11th, I believe, off the top of my head. It's a Friday to Friday deal, and I could not be more excited. Just shot the bow for the last time before the trip, and 4 bullseyes, so we put the bow away and feeling great about it. So that's the setup, guys. You know, it is quite a bit, but I love it. I love filming, and I hope you guys appreciate this video. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below what you guys do that kind of is a cool feature, a little thing you figured out over the years, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about things that you guys do if you're a self-filmer or someone on public, private, whatever. I'm just interested to see how do you guys do it, something you figured out maybe you could pass along to me. Anything's welcome. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, keep water hopping, and I'll see you soon.
We're on a boat, we're feeling fine.